Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, The Missing Piece. Today, I don't know if you can tell by my background, I'm not in the same place I was before. And not just I wasn't in my really squeaky, ugly chair with my extremely ugly walls. I'm in a whole new house. I moved out of my mom's house. Yay! So I just wanted to let you know that I moved. It's super exciting. I'm very excited. I have a couple roommates, and I'm definitely, well, I wouldn't exactly say struggling with my finances, but a little bit. Um, uh, it's fine. Like, I'm gonna be fine. I'm really learning because I've been how to put this, many things have changed since I've moved out, like I've really gotten better about certain things, which is amazing. It's so fascinating to me that just moving house and not living with my family has really changed just my brain, and or I should say, like, the patterns that were like ground into me living at my other house. There are so many things that I'll do now that I didn't feel like I had time for before, or I didn't feel like I could do, if that makes sense. Um, so I've been doing my devotional and my Bible reading a lot more, which I really just wasn't doing before. I don't know why. My brain would tell me I don't have enough time for it, and I just wouldn't do it. Or I didn't want to sit in the living room because I didn't want anyone to come in on me. But I didn't want to be in my bedroom because the cold floor was cold and uncomfortable. Which is ironic because I'm sitting on the floor now. But I have carpeting now. Floor gang out. Whoop! So, because I've been reading my Bible more and been doing that more, I've really seen God tell me, do not freak out about your finances. It's gonna be okay. Every time I start freaking out, I had a devotional. The Bible verse was, do not fret. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, I see now. Sometimes, God, you throw me riddles. This was very clear. I understood this one. Do not fret. And I was like, okay, all right, I'll work on that. And then I think there was another one that was like, do not be anxious in anything. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm hearing you loud and clear. I got it. Calm down, Summer. Like, stop it. So I really, as worried as I am about my finances, or, I'm really seeing, like, it's okay. And I had one of my brothers, he moved out one time, and he lost his job while he was living in this place. And he was like, well, I don't have a job right now, but I have savings and, some money in my bank account. So I will live off of that until I can't anymore. And then he moved back home for not even that long. So I'm kind of living in that mentality where I'm like, yeah, maybe I don't have, my income didn't quite pay for everything this month. But I've still got savings, I've still got money, so I'm going to be okay. Even if I run out, it's not the end of the world. The world wants me to think that if I don't have money, I can't do anything. But God is telling me, I'm going to take care of you no matter what's going on. Like, finances or no, you're going to be fine. And so I'm really just trying to deal with that in my brain, and come to terms with it, I guess, is what I want to say. I know moving out of your parents' house can be a really, really big deal, and I've really struggled with it. I used to work full time at the job that I'm at right now, and I definitely made way more money, and I definitely could have moved out at that point, but that was when all my friends were in college, and I didn't really want to. I did have one friend who I could have moved out with, and this is kind of a rabbit trail of a story. I think in the end, it's kind of why I struggled really hard with moving out so long, or I felt guilty about it. Basically, my friend, he was kind of being forced out of the place he was living. He wasn't working out with his roommates, And he was like, come on, Summer, let's move out. I know you really want to. You don't like being at home. And I was like, I know. But at the time, I was just kind of like, I don't really want to live with a guy. And I mean, I love you. And I know you wouldn't do anything because I really like you. You know, you're really great. But it just didn't make me comfortable. But I didn't really want to tell him that. And I wasn't sure, but I kind of knew or had an idea that he was kind of doing things that he shouldn't have been doing. Like in the night, doing things he probably shouldn't have been doing. But I mean, I didn't know for certain. I just was pretty sure. So I just wasn't very comfortable with it. And I told him, you know, I don't really think I can right now. And so he ended up moving to Ohio with his grandparents. And he had a hello. Come here. He actually ended up having a seizure one night and he passed away. So I think I've just been living with in my brain telling me like if you would have lived with him, that might not have happened. Even though it wasn't necessarily that he was doing anything nefarious, you know, I think he just had them and it was just something that happened. Like it just happens. And I don't know. I'd just been living with that. And I think it was kind of what was sort of stopping me from moving out. And it just in my mind, like it stopped me in a way and made me feel like I couldn't do it. And there were just so many other things that I should have done. And then I stopped working full time and worked at the dog kennel for a little bit while still trying to kind of do YouTube. And what really pushed me to want to do YouTube was him. You know, I felt like I failed him. I wasn't living with him. I wasn't helping him meet God in that way. And now he's gone. Like I can't do anything for him. So I wanted to make this channel to try and reach people that, you know, I'm not living with them. So, or I'm not seeing them face to face. How am I going to connect with them and reach them? And so that's really what pushed me to want to do this. And I think it's a good reminder to me that this is why I do this. Because I struggle with it, obviously. Please don't hit my computer. Yeah, and I'm not making light of the situation or like what happened with him. It was a number of years ago and I don't know. That's just the way my brain thought. Obviously, I don't think logically that that's the way it was. I mean, maybe God was like, don't live with him. He's going to move in with his grandparents and that's the end. If, you know, if he's not reached, that's it. And to my knowledge, he wasn't. I don't know though, which is heartbreaking for me. But think about like if I had moved in with him and that happened regardless. I mean, well, I don't know what I would have done if he would have not died on my watch, but you know, while I was there. And it's a whole nother thing. I mean, we don't know why the things happen, that we don't know why certain things happen the way that they happen, but you know, we can speculate that might be why. That was quite the it was a rabbit trail, and it was a little deeper than I anticipated. So thank you for deep diving with me into my emotional random brain. You never really know how certain things will change your life and, you know, in what way. I guess what I'm really going for in all of this is if you're in a tough spot and you don't think that you can move out or you don't think you can do this or that, I really, really, really pray about it and be like, does God want me to do this? Or if you're not in a relationship with God, just think about, you know, letting go of the way that the world sees what's important. You know, for me, it was money. If you don't have enough money to pay all your bills and everything every single month, you can't move out. You won't make it in this world. And I know God says differently. He's going to take care of me regardless. And if you're not in a relationship with God, just take that as it is. What the world tells me is important is not always important. You know, They say money is the most important thing. Say differently. Say, you know what? I listened to this random YouTuber, and I'm going to decide I'm going to try it, And maybe it doesn't work out. You at least have the experience, of going and trying. Maybe you need a break from who you're living with currently. I know I did. Maybe that's just going to change your relationship, and it's going to help you grow as a person so that if you go back, you'll be able to work together. You'll be able to have a better relationship. And that's really just the little bit of a push that you needed. Obviously, I would love if you had a relationship with God, and I feel like that would make it easier. Because it's someone to rely on. It's not like I'm going out by myself and just winging it, It's having someone there that I know is going to take care of me, even if I'm penniless. I guess that's all I wanted to talk about. Again, I really appreciate y'all sticking with me through the deep dive of that. That was a little more intense than I had anticipated. So thank you. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. So yeah, welcome to my new home, my new setup. If you have any suggestions or recommendations for making this look a little nicer, let me know. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, but that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below with, house decoration ideas, maybe some roommate horror stories. I don't have any yet, but maybe that day will come. Yeah, or just what's something that you're struggling with. Maybe I didn't quite answer it for you in this video. Or you had a question, like a follow-up, being like, okay, I hear what you're saying, but why? Or what else should I do to make that happen? I don't know, something like that. She's left me. I would love to hear about it, try to help you out in any way I can. Subscribe if you haven't already, and push the little notification bell right next to the subscribe button. I can only say subscribe once. So you get notified when I post a new video, because it is very sporadic. And yeah. Also, say goodbye to my long hair. I'm cutting it. I'm excited. It's gonna look... I was gonna say it's gonna look dope, but I might look like a child, so we'll see. Yeah. I'm looking at myself. I'm like, oh, my long hair, I'm gonna miss it. But at the same time, every other time I look in the mirror, I'm sick of it. Mostly because I can't grow it any longer than what it currently is. And I wish it was down to my knees, but this is what I got. Anyway, just wanted you to be prepared. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!